What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and man, I'm exhausted from this Memorial Day weekend. I'm tired of holidays, people, and guess what else I'm tired about? I'm tired of Walmart screwing around with us and not letting every seller on their platform. So in this video, I'm going to go over not only the process for approving to get a Walmart store, but out of my hundreds and hundreds of phone conversations that I've had with beginners, advanced Walmart people, and all sorts of people out there, I'm going to tell you what is working as of right now to get approved for a Walmart store, and what I'm shocked at and surprised about that has been happening time and time again. So you're going to get to learn all those statistics and a heck of a lot more. So even though I'm exhausted, I am fired up for this video. I hope you're fired up. Let's do this. All right, so before we jump on this video, just remember that my email is below in case you want to either talk about how to do a store yourself and or how to get one completely done for you with full-on automation, everything from A to Z by my team. My email is below, so feel free to reach out and we can have a chat. But other than that, let's jump straight in. All right, so let's talk about this Walmart store. I was going to show you guys a video of me applying for a Walmart store, but I'm having technical difficulties. And like I said, I'm not at home right now. I'm dog sitting. Yeah, it's my new side hustle, the dog sitting business. I'll have to talk about that in another video. But in all truthfulness and honesty, I just can't show you the video simultaneously. So here's the key principles that I want you guys to realize from this video. And again, I'd like to hear some participation from your end. So if you have comments to make about this and or things that you've seen and or ways that you've applied to Walmart and gotten accepted, then comment. But the biggest point to make from this video is I'm going to share with you what I've seen is working in terms of application on the Walmart platform. So let's go ahead and jump into what I've seen not work. And I think this is very important because I often get calls or people that they're quite afraid to even apply because they're like, hey, Liz, I've heard that if I blow my load the whole first time, I can't reapply. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. What that basically means is that if you've already applied with an LLC and gotten total rejection from Walmart, you can never try and reapply with that LLC. If you do, you're going to be immediately, thanks, but no thanks, go sell somewhere else. So you've got one shot at this, and that's that. So it's important to kind of be familiarized with what your odds are for each shot you take. So let's first visit the scenario that I was talking about, where you're a seller that has sold and made millions of dollars online, which is going to be very few of you, but there will be some of you that are crazy enough to watch this video. I've seen in that particular scenario many times when you put too much information, and by too much information, I mean you're sharing a URL for a website that you sell externally outside of any online third-party e-commerce platform. What I mean by that is like you have your own site. Like let's say you sell widgets and you're widgets.com. Walmart will ask you, what's your external website? And you'll put widgets.com. And then they ask you, what's your Amazon store URL? And you put your Amazon store URL. And then they ask you, what's your overall yearly revenue? And you put something like 10 million. Like let's say you're making 10 million. Even if you're making 2 million or more, you put that. Well, I've seen that in almost all of those instances, 9 times out of 10, I've seen straight rejections recently. So what that means is that if you're an experienced seller, you got a lot of experience under your belt, Walmart's still telling you to take a hike, which doesn't make sense at all, right? You figure if someone had a tremendous amount of success, particularly on Amazon and then their own website, they'd get approved, but that hasn't been the case. Second instance, and again, these are polarizing instances, meaning one is like insane amount of sales. Second one is total and complete noob. So what do I mean by total and complete noob? I mean, total and complete noob has made no sales whatsoever, but they predict the sales to be under $500,000. They have zero external website presence, meaning they're selling paper mache. I'm just making this shit up off the top of my head, people. I don't even know how the hell I came up with that. I was thinking of piñatas, right? Paper mache, and they got zero sales, no experience whatsoever, so no external website. Papermache.com doesn't exist. And then lastly, they have zero Amazon URL because they've never sold on Amazon. So they got nothing of the sort. They don't put any of that. They don't have a DUNS number, which for those who know is like the credit profile for businesses. They do not exist on the DUNS system. They exist on the DUMS system. I'm just kidding about that. That's a bad joke. So they're on the DUMS system, and they got zero online presence, zero sales history, and they just make a blind application. They just say, fuck it, I'm going to apply to Walmart. Let's see what happens, kamikaze style. Well, guess what? I've seen about 3 out of 5 instances, so that'd be 6 for 10, almost 7 for 10 of those people get approved. Now you ask, what the hell is the logic behind this? I don't really know, but what I've been telling people is I've been giving them a few choices in terms of the advice that I would give to them if I knew what I knew if I was them, and I'm a total noob. So you got a couple of different choices. And again, this depends on several factors like your budget, how badly you want onto the platform, and how committed you are to getting on the platform. So you got 3 big choices here to make. And this is primarily budget driven. So how much money do you have in order to invest in your Walmart store? That should be the number one question you have. Money, and how much time do you have? Because that also depends on the time. So 3 big choices. Choice number 1 is, and this is in the event that you have, let's just say you've got a budget, right? But you don't want to blow all the budget on just getting on the platform. So in this case, sorry, I had to eliminate a call there. I'm not that high tech. I'm not that sophisticated at the present time. I'll start getting high tech next week. So number 1 choice is, I would do one thing. If you have an LLC that you can afford to lose, like say, for example, you have another business and it doesn't matter if you get accepted or rejected on the LLC, just apply, not having any of the experience that I talked about earlier, which means no external store URL, no Amazon URL, no DUNS, who gives a shit, no nothing, just apply. See if by some miracle you get accepted. And right now it's not looking like a miracle. It's just looking like they're good with taking brand new sellers. Go for it. Apply with that LLC. Hold the valuable LLC in your pocket in case for the future, but just make an application. If you're brand new and you have a brand new LLC, just apply. You can always get rid of that LLC and then get a second one if you have to in the future. So that's number 1 decision, or number 1 choice you got to make. Number 1 risk. It really doesn't cost you anything other than the cost of the LLC. Like, you don't even need to put your banking information at first. So you can just get a throwaway LLC and try to just make it work. And if it doesn't work, just don't renew it. Just get rid of it. That's choice 1. Choice 2 is, you got 1 of 2 choices. One is going to be vastly more expensive. The other one's going to be less expensive. This is going to be totally reliant on your budget. There is some third-party services. There's excellent ones that you can use on Fiverr that'll charge you about $2,000 to get a store approved. Now, the timing in terms of how long it takes you to get approved can be anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months. Keep that in mind. And that price point is usually around the $2,000 mark. So there's some people that are very good. I would highly recommend doing something like that. And that is a great option. And then there's a third and final option that is significantly more expensive. It's about $8,000. That just gets you a store immediately. You can start loading products on the store almost next day. That option is $8,000. The way that works out is you basically are buying an LLC whose only asset is a Walmart store. That gets transferred over to you over the course of time. However, you get total access to the store itself, as well as the ability to change the bank account in the store immediately, which means you can start selling immediately. And so all the sales go into your bank account, the store is yours, and everything works out pretty well with that. So that is more or less the 3 options that you have in order to get started on Walmart. Any which way you decide to wing it, it's going to be extremely lucrative because margins are fantastic on Walmart. There's not a lot of competition on Walmart, and there will continue not to be a lot of competition because most people won't go through all the challenges that I just talked about. So think about it. Think about how you want to jump on there, and certainly take a dive and try any one of those. Obviously, starting with the throwaway LLC, it's a no-brainer. That's what I would go for. Other than that, the other ones solely rely on your budget. So as usual, if you want to talk more about getting your own Walmart store, either doing it yourself and or helping my team run the entire automation process for you, my email is below. Reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to jump on a call with you. So other than that, questions and comments go below. I always personally answer those, and I'll see you guys next time.